So we are live here for a quick informative session with Mr. Moloy Chakravorty. Myself, Tripta Jasingani, get this opportunity to introduce him briefly for our viewers. Welcome, Moloy, and it's an honor to introduce you. Moloy is
Thank
the
you so
founder
much.
of Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, an entrepreneur and action coach, certified business growth coach, and ICF certified executive coach. After spending two decades in corporate world, he kickstarted his entrepreneurship journey in 2016 with his company Beyond Red Ocean Consulting. In the past 6 years, he has successfully set up three organizations. He is passionate about teaching and is a visiting faculty in leading management institutions in Mumbai, Dubai, and Delhi for past 22 years. Malay, that's awesome. Moloy's passion is to work with ambitious business owners, and he derives pride and satisfaction from seeing their businesses grow exponentially. Wow. Well, Moloy, moving further, it's an honor to again introduce Beyond Red Ocean, which is a licensed action coach business coaching company in India. Action Coach is world's leading number one business coaching firm and coaches 15,000 businesses in 74 countries every week. Action Coach addresses the transformation and sustainability needs of small and medium businesses around across the world. So Malloy, I have a couple of questions for you, and I'm sure that you're going to be very happy to answer these questions.
Tripta, it's an honor to be here with you today. And thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful introduction. Yes, shoot, waiting for your questions.
So, very first question is: of late, there are lots of business-related webinars that are happening. What is the difference? What is different that is going to happen on fourth?
Okay, that's a very interesting
So,
question, Tripta. And you know that we are going to conduct, it's not a webinar anymore that we are doing. It's a intensive business learning workshop that we are going to do on the 4th. See, the fact of the matter is that, like you rightly said, there are a lot of webinars that are happening, a lot of Zoom and it's been happening for the last 14 months since the pandemic first hit India in March, April. But we also have to appreciate that business owners are investing time and energy to come to that webinar. They could have done something else during those 90 minutes, but they chose to come for that webinar. And as Action Coach and me as Moloy, who's certified with Action Coach and Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, always has been striving that what are the few takeaways that we give to our business owners during that 90 minutes. Whether they want to align with us as a client at a future date is totally a choice of theirs. But I have to give them an ROI for that 90 minutes that they're investing with me. So this is not going to be I'm sorry to use this terminology, but it's not a Gyan giving session. I'm not going to give you Gyan and then tell people go away and do it. We are going to give actionable points that you can go and implement in your business from the next day. And if implemented well, you can get tangible results in your business. So that is what is different. So you can come here, whoever, and through this Facebook Live and the Zoom call that we are doing, I'm requesting business owners to come, invest that 90 minutes because you are going to have a huge amount of takeaways. We will do activities during the session. Within the
yeah.
90 minutes, we are going to do activities, and you can take those activities away, redo it along with your teams, and implement in your business and get results. So that investment also has to have an ROI. And that's what we are
Absolutely.
doing different on the 4th.
Thank you,
I
Malay,
hope
for
I've
such
answered
an
your question.
insightful. Definitely, it's very clearly. So, moving to the next question. Uh,
Yep.
you are both a business owner and a business coach. What is your
Yes.
views about the pandemic? how is pandemic treating you?
Oh, very interesting again. Uh, as luck would have it, I worked on my entrepreneurial journey since 2015, 2016. Beyond Red Ocean Consulting is my first venture. We went into other ventures which my partners are managing. The fact of the matter, Tripta, today is this world is full of opportunities. It is for us as business owners to leverage on those opportunities. There is still a lot of money being made out there. You just have to look at how the Sensex and the Nifty is climbing into record highs every day.
Agreed.
And it is not a fluke. Businesses are reporting great numbers. We have to decide which direction we take our business and look at that opportunity. So when I started doing my webinar or this intensive learning workshops way back in
Okay.
April of 2020, my first webinar was based on 3 pathways: a pathway for survival, a pathway for revival, and a pathway for growth.
Amazing.
Plan for your survival, because there was a difficult time. You had to take care of your money, you had to take care of your mental health, you had to take care of your customers. Because if you do that 3-4 months well, then you can plan for your revival, and then you can plan for your growth.
Absolutely.
Tripta, you're an entrepreneur,
Yes.
and I know how hard you work. Let me tell you this. You and I are, and a lot of business owners are in the same boat. We have only 2 choices. We can take a mug of coffee and sit in front of our television on our couch and say, ये time निकलने दो, फिर हम काम करेंगे. Let this time pass, then we will start working. Or we say, what can we do now so that when the world is ready, when the markets are ready, we are ready for that exponential growth. So look at all those businesses. FMCG doing well, uh, manufacturing doing well. There is hospitality which is not doing too well. But how can you pivot? Every business has to have a pivoting strategy. That if I am on a direction and if that direction is not working, do I sit on the middle of the road and say, "Main kya karu?"
Absolutely.
Or do I find an alternate path to reach my goal? So we look at pivoting strategies, 30 degrees plus, 30 degrees minus. है क्या कोई option? नहीं है. Look at 60 degrees plus minus and see how can I reach my goal. There have been some businesses which had to shut down. No two ways about it, right? Clubs had no businesses, right? But what can you do differently? You are not a tree. You have not grown roots. You are an entrepreneur with a mind of your own. Look at what opportunities can be taken up, because this world is giving so much of opportunities. One of my friends, we did not get into a long-term project with them, and this was way back in February of 2020 when we were planning their business plan, and they're into furniture making. Right? 1st April, their business was shut down because last year, right? The business was shut down. But they stopped. They did not stop. They changed their tracks and started making hospital beds.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Pivot strategy, right? This is pivot. Now, did they make too much money? No, they did not make too much money. Was the factory open? Yes, it was open. Were their employees paid? They were paid. Did they have to incur losses? No, they did not have to incur losses. There's this great example of a textile manufacturing company who pivoted and started making masks and PPE kits. It is all a state of mindset. If I'm ready to look for opportunities, the world will present us with opportunities. If we have closed down our mind and if we have gone into a negative mindset, the world will say, go to hell. And this is something that you keep on telling me, that there is a universe which listens to what you tell the universe, and the universe will return it back to you. It all depends on what am I communicating to the universe. I have to look for opportunities. Last March, when we when we were just on that verge of kickstart for the Action Coach business coaching, everything shut down, right?
Yes.
2nd April, I did my first Zoom. I had never done Zoom in my past. 2nd April, we planned to do the first Zoom business coaching webinar. 8th April was this business coaching webinar. We had 70 participants.
Amazing.
And of the 70 participants, still some of them signed up with us and some of them are still in touch with us. So it's all a state of mindset, right?
Yes.
And that's why you are an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you take the employee mindset. Na? Theek hai na, bosses paisa dega na.
Absolutely.
That's the difference.
That's amazing, Maloy. Moving to the third question. Uh, a lot of business owners are not convinced about hiring a business coach. What would you tell the business community at large? I'm sure you're going to be having a very insightful answer for this. I'm waiting for a revert.
I don't blame the business owners at all,
Okay.
because there are thousands and thousands of fly-by-night operators who claim to be business coaches and tell them that you can transform the business. Business coaching is an art. And that's why there are large organizations, not only Action Coach, there are large other organizations as well
Mm-hmm.
who train us as business coaches so that we understand the nuances of business. That's the first piece.
Okay.
Second, when you started a business, Tripta, and you will relate to it probably. I do not know about your background of starting the business, but I know my background of starting the business. 2015,
Mm-hmm.
after 23 years in corporate world, I give up a high flying successful career and decide to start from zero. Was the family behind me? Hand on heart, no. Because the questions always come in, अच्छी खासी नौकरी है, क्यों छोड़ना है? Why do you want to start something else at the age of 46, 47, or 45? Why do you want to start from zero? What if it doesn't work out? What if it fails? Will somebody still hire you at the age of 50 with the same kind of salaries that you are getting? The fact of the matter is, a lot of business owners are the most loneliest people on planet. They have nobody out there to share their deepest fears, deepest concerns. They have nobody out there. Because if my business is not doing well, and if I go and tell my family कि problem है business में नहीं चल रहा है, the first question would be, बोला था ना मत करो. We told you. And in the Indian
I can
context,
imagine that.
you can imagine it also. And in the
Of
Indian
course.
context, this I told you so is very, very prominent. मैंने बोला था, मत करो. I told you so. So we are one of the most loneliest set of people around. And we every single day struggle with our mindsets to make it work. And that is the biggest challenge.
Mhm.
When you are going through that challenge, here is a gentleman who comes in and says, I am a business coach, right? And this guy comes and gives you some kind of, most of them have great uh, uh, articulation skills. They give you some grammar. And the business owner feels comfortable and he starts doing it and he then realizes, ये तो ज्ञान दे के चला गया. अगर
Mhm.
ज्ञान ही लेना था, I could have read a book ना. I could have gone and watched a YouTube video. I needed somebody who is going to be my, like one of my clients tell me that, well, I'm more than a business coach. You are my that board where I can bounce my ideas off. Because I have nobody else to do it, right? I cannot do it with my employees. I cannot do it with my families. I cannot do it with my friends. I need somebody to constantly bounce my ideas. Now this guy has gone. This business coach has gone. ज्ञान दे के चला गया कि आप करो. Who do you blame? I don't blame the entrepreneur. I blame the business coach, the so-called business coach. But the third facet of life is whether you look at a Bill Clinton Whether you look at a Barack Obama, whether you look at a Roger Federer, whether you look at a Sachin Tendulkar, whether you look at a Virat Kohli, all of them needed a coach.
Absolutely.
All of them needed a coach. Because you need somebody who's going to hold you accountable to your actions. Otherwise, वही coffee वाला चक्कर आ जाएगा ना. Otherwise, वही coffee वाला चक्कर आ जाएगा.
Agreed.
Right? So
Yes.
I need somebody accountable. Not only accountable from gyan giving, but giving those tangible methodologies for improvement. Today, I have clients across spectrum and people who have extremely successful business owners. Do I go and tell them that आप जो कर रहे हो वो गलत है? No, never. They're successful business owners. Today, I had a conversation. 25 crore, 30 crore company, father and son running it. And they said, what mistakes have we done? I said, you have not done any mistakes. Sorry. You have done fantastically well to take the business to wherever it is today. Now you would want help into exponentially growing the business. But if you think I am here to find out your faults and prick holes into your balloon, sorry, I'm the wrong person. You are a fabulous, successful business owners. My humble submission to all the viewers and the entrepreneurs that are out there: look for somebody who will handhold through your journey of that exponential growth. This world has a huge amount of opportunity for success and growth. This world is full of prosperity. We have choices, Tripta.
Absolutely.
97% of the world's population die as mediocre people. Only 3% of the world's population get into abundance. And I believe 100% of the people come with the same kind of brains and the competencies. Maybe your skill sets could be different. You could be in the digital marketing space. I could be in the manufacturing space, but our mindsets are the same. It is only the difference which we have to make within ourselves, which will either move us to the 97% of the mediocrity or 3% of abundance. Choice is ours. Find somebody who will handle you through that journey. Somebody who is competent in going and telling you that this is what needs to be done and this is the process that you need to follow. Also, you need to ensure that you don't overpromise to your clients, because no business coach worth his salt has a magic wand. There are businesses which have gone on for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. One of my clients, my client with the longest tenure business, is a 22-year-old business. Now I cannot promise him कि 2 महीने में आपका सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, right? So it is a process. Now once you set the ground right, the business owner is also a hugely sensible person to realize कि ये बंदा ठीक बोल रहा है कि 2 महीने में नहीं होगा, 2 साल लगेगा शायद, 18 महीने लगेगा, but time देना होगा, and you have to work consistently. So there is a huge demand and a requirement for business owners, and especially going back to the startup community, I think all of them should have a mentor, coach, consultant, whoever, because they can have two choices. One, they can burn their cash and then learn after burning the cash, or they can learn by investing a certain amount of money so that they don't burn a higher amount of money. I hope I have answered your questions, Tripta.
Definitely, Moloy. It's a completely brief reason and a solid reason to handhold a business coach than thinking and not getting convinced, because it's rightly, and you rightly said that there is no replacement to consistency. There is no replacement to a hand holding or accountability part of business.
Correct. The biggest part is that accountability part.
Yes.
That there has to be somebody to whom the business owner is accountable for. And in most cases, it cannot be the family.
I agree.
That's the tragic part.
So, Maloy, thank you so much for this wonderful insights on few of my. Definitely, I have more, but we are going to continue to end this live
Yeah, please.
session, and we'll answer them in our next coming up sessions. So, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure viewers must have gained from it. Thank you.
Tripta, thank you. Pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you. Like you said, that we can go on and on. You are a talker, I am a talker, and we can go on and
Absolutely.
on. But for the constraint of time, we will end our session today
Hmm.
with a request and an advice. This is what we are doing on the 4th. It's complimentary,
Yeah.
right? It's a complimentary session. It's a intensive business learning workshop.
Hmm.
Please invest the 90 minutes and there will be takeaways which you can directly go and implement. We are doing it on a Friday, Saturday. We reason do it on a Friday is so that you can imbibe this on over the weekend and start implementing on the Monday.
That's
Hope to see you
amazing
on.
to. Yes, that's a thoughtful thing that you have done, Malloy. I'm sure people are gonna gain. So thanks a lot for this
Thank,
session and also the webinar.
thank you so much, Tipta. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you so
Yes.
much.